What's going on, fishy friends? Alright, I am about to do some feedings on some of my tanks, and thought I would try and film some of that. Let's see how some of these fish act once they get some food. There's a precarious situation you should never try at home. Don't balance a can of food on your tank and not expect something bad to happen. This is one of those New Life Spectrum pellet foods. It's a reputable brand. I don't know, my fish eat it. They, I don't know, they don't seem to love it, they don't seem to hate it. The rainbow fish go crazy for it. This stuff sinks rather quickly, so I try not to use it too much because there's a real good high likelihood of fouling your tank because the food might drop to the bottom before anybody gets a chance to eat it. I had done an update on this a while ago. This Amazon sword was running out of runner, sending out a runner, and trying to produce some daughter plants. Let's see, I can't even figure out exactly where the runner starts, but up it goes, it branches off there. There's a couple of nodes there that might be a plant. A couple of nodes right there that could be a plant. A couple of nodes that are starting to show some leaves there. Let's see, there's another potential plant. That is not, that's some roots from, let's move that out of the way. Let's see, that is some debris. We got a potential plant right there, if the camera will focus. There. And let's see, this one, we got one up and out of the tank there, and then another up and out of the tank there with two more potential plants. So obviously that thing is booming. I am getting some algae on the leaves of the sword. I'm not dosing fertilizers in this tank anymore currently, and I think I got to get back into that. That should help curb some of this algae. Hopefully I'm not going to need to just cut those sword leaves off right now, because that's a surefire way to get rid of any algae you have in a tank, is just remove the affected leaves. Anyway, let's keep feeding a little bit here and watch the rainbow fish go crazy for food. Which is always fun to see. We'll grab a little bit of food up here into this mess that I haven't had a chance to really do anything to yet. We got at least one Episto left. This was a tank that I neglected and had some problems with because I left the filter off. Things have not been going well in the fish room lately, and mostly due to my own stupid mistakes, including that discus I lost down there due to what I believe was a temperature issue. I haven't even walked over here to this tank yet today. Let's see, is everybody still in there? We can only hope, right? Yeah, that's everybody. So, everything's still status quo over there. Put a little more food up here for the rummy nose and some of those smaller angels. Boy, look at them go. I think I have lost one or two rummy nose out of that tank. I used to have about 14. At best now I can only count 11. So it looks like I lost a few. I'm not exactly sure why. There's a chance I'm just not seeing them all together at the same time also. That Rickia that I got tied on that driftwood is lush. That stuff is growing, growing, growing. I had that floating in the tank. It started attaching to the driftwood, and I sort of just pulled it down and tied it off. And it just wants to keep growing up, 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 up. It's a difficult plant to escape with. There's not much to do with it. It just kind of floats and makes a mess and attaches to something. I just kind of let it do its thing. I suppose there's a way to try to make a carpet out of it, but I'm not going to bother with that. Red Tiger Lotus is looking good. There are a bunch of tiny daughter plants off of that Tiger Lotus. Might be kind of hard to figure out what's what here. I can't even really confirm which one the original plant was, but I think that's it back there. There's another grouping there. There. So that thing is kind of propagating itself and really growing nicely. Let's see if we can come this way. Keep feeding over here. See if I can get my helper to help me out.
Want to stick that?
Sure. Alright, so we're going to take some of our tiny micro pellets and put them in the tank with these celestial pearl danios and the rasboras. Tiny hands are good at treating tiny fish.
Yep.
There's some of those celestial pearl danios. I think that's probably the best shot I've been able to get of them with this stinking camera. So they all do good.
Use
Let's see.
snails all in there.
And we'll put some up there. Oh, my helper has determined that there are snails in this tank. There's snails in a lot of these tanks, unfortunately, even though they are the type of snails I was not hoping to have. But it happens.
Take them out.
Well, easier said than done sometimes, kiddo. Let's see, I'd already given some food to some of the other tanks before. My discus are fed via an automatic feeder, so I'll hit the button up here.
And they will spin.
And it'll spin. And the discus will slowly but surely find it.
Yep.
These guys don't go crazy for food. They eat well enough. Clearly they're not starving for food because they do not run over and attack it as fast as some of my other fish do. Alright guys, that's about it for now. I'll check in soon.